This was the home of Santa Claus. He lived there with kind Mrs. Claus, hard-working elves, and lovely reindeer. Every day Santa was very busy. He worked hard to prepare gifts for children all around the world. But one cold winter night, something special happened. A baby reindeer was born. His name was Rudolph. When Rudolph opened his eyes, everyone stopped and stared. His nose was bright red, and it glowed like a light. No reindeer had ever looked like this before. His nose was round, shiny, and bright, like a little lamp. The other reindeer whispered and looked at Rudolph. Some of them even laughed softly. Rudolph lowered his head. He did not understand why his nose was so different from everyone else's. From that day on, Rudolph grew up with the other reindeer at the North Pole. But whenever Rudolph walked by, everyone looked at his red nose. "Look at that," one reindeer said. "His nose is so bright. It looks like a red ball," another laughed. Soft giggles filled the air. They were not loud, but they made Rudolph feel very sad inside. No one asked Rudolph to go skiing. No one wanted to run with him across the snowy fields. Rudolph often stood alone and watched the others play from far away. Every night, when snow fell quietly outside the window, Rudolph asked himself, "Why am I so different? I wish my nose looked like everyone else's." Then one familiar evening arrived. It was Christmas Eve. The North Pole was more lively than ever. The elves ran around the workshop, wrapping gifts as fast as they could. The snow was cleared away, and colorful boxes were placed neatly into Santa's big bag. Santa smiled as he checked the list of good children. Mrs. Claus fixed Santa's red coat and gave him a warm smile. Everything seemed ready, but suddenly, an elf came running in, looking very worried. "Santa!" the elf cried. "There is thick fog everywhere." Santa looked up at the sky. It was true. Soft white fog covered everything, light but very hard to see through. "If we cannot see the way," Santa said slowly, "how can we bring gifts to the children tonight?" The workshop became very quiet. Everyone thought hard, but no one had an answer yet. Santa stood still for a moment and looked at the fog outside the window. Then he smiled softly, as if he remembered something very important. "I have an idea," Santa said. Everyone turned to look at him. Mrs. Claus and the elves waited with excitement. Santa called out loudly, "Rudolph!" Rudolph jumped in surprise. He could not believe his ears. "How does Santa know my name?" he wondered. Rudolph stepped forward. His red nose began to glow softly. The other reindeer looked at him with surprise. Santa bent down and looked at Rudolph kindly. "Can you help me tonight?" Santa asked. Rudolph felt nervous. I have never done this before," he said. Santa smiled warmly. "Do not worry, I believe in you." The room became very quiet. Rudolph took a deep breath. Inside his heart, a new feeling began to grow. The sleigh began to move slowly. Then, gently, it lifted into the night sky. Below them, the world was covered in soft white fog. Even the stars seemed to hide behind the thick mist. Rudolph flew in front of the sleigh. His heart beat fast. He had never led the way before. The other reindeer looked at Rudolph with worry. They tried to see clearly, but the fog made everything blurry. Santa placed his hand on Rudolph's shoulder and smiled. "You are doing great," Santa said softly. Suddenly, the fog grew even thicker. Rudolph closed his eyes and took a deep breath. And then, Rudolph's red nose shone brighter than ever before. Warm light spread ahead and showed the way. The reindeer cheered with joy. "Rudolph did it! He is amazing!" Rudolph opened his eyes, surprised and happy. For the first time, he understood that his different nose was the very thing that helped everyone move forward together. Thanks to the light from Rudolph's red nose, the sleigh flew gently through the white fog. Houses appeared clearly, one after another. Santa happily delivered gifts to children all around the world. Christmas night passed with joy and warm smiles everywhere. When the work was done, Santa bent down and gave Rudolph a gentle hug. "You are my most special gift," Santa said. "Your nose helped bring happiness to everyone." The other reindeer smiled at Rudolph. They understood that being different is not a bad thing. It can be something very valuable. From that night on, Rudolph always flew in front of the sleigh, guiding the way every Christmas. The lesson of the story: everyone has something special about them. Believe in yourself, because what makes you different may be the very thing that makes you shine.